Well, after yesterday's very disappointing display in the Champions League final, which, in my opinion, we should have won that, it's time we get rid of some of the rubbish sort of players that don't have very much potential to fulfill and sign some world-class players. Hello, welcome to Club 4, Part 9 of the Globe Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we've got our transfer special with Manchester City, where if you didn't say yesterday's episode, we did win the Premier League just about, right, even albeit with a draw. West Ham, I think it was West Ham beating Liverpool, so that's how we won it. Didn't win it by a long shot, but we won the Premier League, and obviously we lost in the Champions League final. Absolute hideous display. So we hopefully try and sign some world-class players, and hopefully we go unbeaten for the rest of next season. That's the plan. Try and win everything next season. Terms of signings, I actually did. I did make 3 signings. One of them being Alphonso Davies. Absolute brilliant. He'll probably be in next year. Fiorentina, that's a weird signing. Not weird as such, but he's a centre attacker mid. We're not really playing with centre attacker mids this year, so there might be arguments that we potentially move him on. Along with Fabio Ferreira, he's not really. He's good, but he ain't that good. So I think we might potentially move him on. Obviously, we did win the Premier League. Champions League, we did obviously got to the final. Pretty poor performance against Leipzig. FA Cup, we got knocked out to Newcastle. Absolutely, that's just embarrassing because we beat Newcastle in the Champions League pretty comfortably, but couldn't beat them in the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Yeah, let's not worry about that too much. But the biggest win this year was a 7-0 win over Celtic. Match to remember was a 4-0 win over Arsenal. Then goal of the season went to Jude Bellingham for his goal against Leeds United. Let's see how good this goal really was. I'll tell you what, Bellingham, he's one hell of a player. He's been fantastic for us all season long. But let's take a look, see how good it was, see if it was really goal of the season. Yeah, it's all right, but Foden did score a bicycle kick. I'd say that should have been goal of the season, but I'll take that. Obviously, club reputation, full 5 stars, and they ain't gonna go down. That's all I'm saying. Sponsorship, it's gone down, surprisingly gone down. Broadcast revenue's gone down, despite the fact we got to the Champions League of the final of the Champions League. Then the rest of it has gone up. Massive sales in the merchandise. Most popular shirts being Bellingham, Haaland, Vergaga, Stanijevic, and Foden. I'm almost certain all of those will be with us next season, but this is the best 11. Obviously, not going to play that system next year. Obviously, play a 4-3-3 with Mbappe coming in. He'll be our left winger. Then with Haaland up front and possibly Stanijevic out on the right. That's to be confirmed yet. But it was Restless in goal, a back four of Couto, Brathwaite, Morales, and Davies. I mean, no Gavardio or Hato. That's very surprising. Then we had the Russo at the base of the midfield, and ahead of him we had Bellingham and Hernandez. No Tumba. That's also quite surprising. Fiorentina. Okay, no Foden, but he did pick up a pretty serious injury towards the middle of the season. Haaland and Vergaga up front. That's again no Stanijevic also up front. That's also quite surprising. Club awards: Erling Haaland picking up fans player of the season. Fiorentina picking up young player. Maybe we don't sell him. Maybe we don't. Obviously, Haaland got top goal scorer with 30. Stanijevic most assists with 19. That is absolutely unbelievable. Mostly Erling Haaland has scored 254 goals for Man City. That is absolutely ridiculous. But let's see what the board want us to do next year. I suspect it is just carry on what we've been doing. So, win the Premier League, reach the latter stages of the Champions League. That's absolutely fine. We basically did that this year, but do they want us to build a new stadium anytime soon? Because no, they don't. They just want us to just keep doing what we're doing, basically. Just do Man City stuff, high tempo pressing football, attacking football, all the good shebang that Man City do in real life. But let's talk to the players about next year. So we're going to win the title again. It's that simple. That's all we need to tell the players. We're going to win the title again. In terms of transfers, I don't know what I'm going to do as of yet. So I guess we'll just come back beginning of the transfer window. May have signed one player. I highly doubt it. Or might have sold a few. I guess we'll just see what happens. Oh, it is currently the 14th of June and the beginning of a brand new transfer window. Haven't done any signings, no outgoings planned as of yet, but we have had a few rumours. Fagaga has been rumoured to have a move to PSG for 170 million. Williams has been rumoured to have a move to the Saudi leagues for 100 million. So there will be players leaving today, but just not now. Maybe towards July. That may be when the transfers start ramping up. But at the moment, no one really going, no one really coming. But we have been rumoured with one player. That is Andrea Lucci. He just looks awful. Chelsea have been rumoured with this guy, John Michael Regain. He looks really good, but it's not really. We don't technically need him. I mean, we've got Stanley Avich who can probably play out on the right, but let's just take a look, see who we could potentially get rid of. Obviously, we've got a number of players out on loan. Obin Dumbia is a player, obviously, we had at the beginning of the season, but loaned him out, I think, halfway through the season. So I think potentially he's been doing quite well for PSV. I'm hoping they can make an offer for him, but I guess we'll just see about that. We're going to list him anyway, but I doubt he's going to sign for them, but we'll just find out. But again, at the moment, obviously everyone's on holiday. Jan Kuto is another player I wouldn't mind trying to get rid of, because obviously he's not homegrown at club. He's 31 years old. Rico Lewis is miles better than him, so I guess it would be the worst thing letting him go. And Dumbia he can play a little bit of right back, but he's not a very good one. He can't play there at all, but we have played him a couple of times there. But I don't see, when you're at a big club like Man City, transfers, you don't really know what to do. Obviously, with us moving to a 4-3-3, potentially maybe have to sign the left wing. Obviously, we've got Foden, we've got Mbappe coming in, but obviously Foden is aging, so yeah, that's a little bit got to be wary of the aging players, such as, who is the oldest player at the club? Phil Foden. Foden's the oldest player at the club. Only by a couple of months, but still, Foden's older than Haaland. I thought Foden was like younger, but okay, that's fine. We've only got, actually, we don't really have a lot of old men. Bellingham's still not 30. Shows you how young he really is. Chelsea an offer for Brits. I mean, he's out of contract next year. I think whoever's out of contract next year probably goes. Can we get some more money in for him? Can we just take it up to 15? Yes, that's what you call transfer genius. There you go, that's fine. Otavio Mina, yeah, he pretty much, he had a pretty serious injury, I think, beginning of the season. Didn't really play much. Yeah, played 3 games, and well, we've accepted 3 offers from Brighton, Leicester, Villarreal, all for 18 million. Is it a profit? Yeah, a big profit. Again, a player I didn't really sign, a player not really gonna use, because obviously us switching to a 4-3-3, we need less central midfielders and a few more wingers. So I think anyone of not good ability probably is on the chopping block, such as Harry Evans. Obviously he's out of contract. Maybe Morales, Pinto, possibly. I think Pinto definitely goes. We will just transfer this to him, surplus to requirements. Yeah, anyone like that, if they're traded club, probably just hold off on that for now. Obviously, Evans is traded club, but he's not natural at left back. So I think we probably make the stab on him and probably just let him go. We've got plenty of other players that are homegrown at the club, like the Russo, Rico Lewis, Phil Foden, Nubisi, Brathwaite, all great players. So I think we could probably sell a few of the more rubbisher homegrown players. But for now, yeah, we're not going to do much transfer business today. I'd say we're going to probably sign at least 2 or 3 players. They might come inside the next clip, but I very much doubt it. Are we in the World Cup, Club World Cup soon? But we got to the Champions League final, but I don't know if we qualify for the Club World Cup. I presume not. I didn't get any notifications about that. But so I guess we'll probably just come back mid-July, halfway through July, maybe beginning of July. But hopefully, well, I should have one new player to introduce, and that will be Kylian Mbappe. Well, it's currently the 13th of July. We've got probably just a month until we play our first Premier League game against Arsenal. I tell you what, let's take a minute. The first 5 games, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, all in the first 5 games. That is absolutely incredible. If we get 3 wins against them, we're winning the Premier League. I don't care if it's the first 5 games, but we're winning the Premier League if we beat them. Because realistically, no one else is going to beat us if we don't beat them or if we beat them. Yeah, so in terms of transfer business, we were going to sign Declan Rice, but he's gone to Saudi Arabia. I don't blame him, to be honest. For 1.2 million at 34 years old, I mean, have a nice retirement there, Declan Rice. You would have been a lovely defensive mid. That was my plan, play him in the defensive midfield role. But that's sort of, yeah, we haven't got in the defensive mid yet. A couple of players still potentially on the way out. Yan Kuto probably on his way out, which means Dumbia. We are training him up to be a backup right back. Then Nubisi, we have accepted a bid from Barcelona for 59 million, well, 31, potentially 59 million. So, but let's take a look at the players we have sold so far. So, first up being Octavio Mina. He has joined Villarreal for 18 million. That was a massive profit, £17 million profit. Noboto Ray signed him, never used him, but so he's gone back to Argentina. Made a slight loss on him. I wish we'd never signed him. Ayrton McPhillips has joined Sheffield United. He's just a youngster. Sold him for 1.2 million. It's quite alarming. His value is now 16 million. I don't think he was ever good. Adrian Evans has joined RB Leipzig for 40.5 million, potentially 55 million. I mean, considering he's a backup left back, I don't think that's a bad sale player. I mean, we could have kept him as a backup, but why? Just sell him, right, and we could get some decent money in for him. So just load up a few of our young players, Jack Devonshire, Cyril Rick, they've both gone out alone to Preston and Reading for this season. Vincent Tumber joined Borussia Dortmund for 49 million. Again, a decent profit. He was a homegrown player. Wasn't good homegrown player, so might as well just sell him while we can. Hugo Pinto has joined Al Qatar in Saudi Arabia for 3.6 million, slight profit on him. And Hugo Hernandez just joined AC Milan for 31.5 million, a massive profit on him. So with those outgoings, actually the incomings first. First up being Kylian Mbappe. I don't think I really need to introduce him. He's a 34-year-old left winger. I know he's old, but he still looks really, really decent. He's going to be our left winger this season. He's 4.5 star potential, well class. We have signed him from Real Madrid on a free transfer, by the way. That is absolutely incredible. Then next up is Raymond Comandevali or Comandeville. I don't really know how to pronounce it. Raymond he's a Spanish goalkeeper, 2 stars capability, 3-star potential, decent championship, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Barcelona for 25 million. Basically, yeah, he's quite happy. He's agreed to be a backup, and that's all he's going to be, because I'm quite happy with Restes in goal. So this is what the squad currently looks like. Ignore these players. Haaland does have a testimonial, so can we just get rid of these? I don't think we can. Let's just click forward so we can get past this testimonial. Then those players will be out of the squad because that's really not helpful when I'm trying to figure out what positions I want to sign and positions that we don't need. It would have been nice for Haaland to score in his testimonial, but Mbappe got his first goal for Man City. So this, at the moment, is the team. Let's just clear the entire team selection, make sure there's no youth players in the squad. So goalkeepers, we've got three. We've got Restes, Raymond, and Harry Evans. We'll just keep him because he is trained in Nation. Then right backs, obviously we've got Rico Lewis. At the moment, we've still got Kuto. Then obviously Dumbia will be, well, he will be a right back eventually, but just that might take a bit of time. But I'm very happy with Rico Lewis. Got other players that can play there. Morales potentially might be moved on. We haven't actually checked if he is homegrown at club, so we might just. I mean, we've got Foden, Nubissis, and we might keep Morales at the club just because he's don't have many homegrown at club players. Although, albeit we will have 1, 2, 3. We've got 4 if Morales and Nubissi both leave, so we'll transfer. We won't transfer listed, but we will offer him out just to see if we get some interest. So right backs, we've just got Lewis for now, or out and out right backs, and backup right backs, Kuto and Dumbia. Centre backs, we've got Gvardiol, Hato, Brathwaite, Morales at the moment. So potentially another one should Morales leave. Maybe another world-class centre back, or maybe a youngster with decent potential. I think a youngster. Left backs, obviously we've got Davies, and obviously we did sell what's his name, Adrian. Can't remember his second name, but he's gone. So we need another left back. Obviously, Hato and Gvardiol can both provide cover as left backs, but preferably a youngster with decent potential. Defensive mids, LaRussa is actually a defensive mid, so but I wouldn't mind using him as a deep line playmaker. So I think another defensive mid, just as a defensive midfielder. Then centre mids, we've got Bellingham, Nubissi at the moment, but he's probably on his way out. Ferreira, so I'd argue, because obviously Bellingham is a Mazzala, LaRusso's the deep line playmaker, so I'd say at least 2 defensive mids, or maybe 1, then a couple centre mids, I reckon. So about 3 midfielders. Then on the left we've got Shozanovic and Mbappe. There is arguments. Maybe Foden can be a Mazzala. He can play centre mid. Obviously, he's 33 years old. He's not going to play every game. So might just get him trained up into just to play as a Mazzala. Even if he is back up to Jude Bellingham, he's not going to play every week. He is 33. He's the oldest player in the squad. No, he's not. Mbappe is. So that I think Foden probably is a centre mid this year. I think the centre mid will be absolutely ridiculous with them two. Like this team, I don't see any reason why we can't win the Premier League this year. But left wingers, we've got Shozanovic, who's a young Croatian wonder kid. I didn't sign him. He was in our under-21s for the whole of last season, so he's going to be back up to Mbappe. We're getting the occasional game time when Mbappe's running out of steam. Then right wingers, we've got Nico Williams and Stanijevic. I think Stanijevic probably going to be our first choice. Williams is backup. He is wanted. Then potentially should he go, obviously Dumbia will obviously be backup right winger. There we go, we'll get in another right back. Then strikers, we've got Haaland and Vergaga. But I think so far, without any major signings being done, this squad is really rather decent. It is really decent. Obviously, the 2 backup goalkeepers, yeah, they're not great, but they're fine. They're just backups. They're not going to play. unless Restes gets injured, which hopefully he doesn't this year. Even Restes, not the best, but he's only 28. He's still fairly young for a goalkeeper. They're probably not even in his prime yet, so he's only going to get better. But this team, we're going to have some fun this year. So hopefully, by the time we get to the, I think Community Shield, I'm not going to play that on camera because realistically, why? Because it's going to be an easy win, albeit it is against Newcastle, so it might not be a win, but we're going to try our best, so we're not going to play that on camera. So hopefully, by the time we get to our first game of the season, which is against Arsenal, we should have signed at least possibly 5, 6 more players at the maximum. I maybe even 1 or 2 if we're lucky. We have made it to the start of the brand new Premier League season, but before we go through all of our transfer business we've done in today's episode, we did win the, I just want to announce, we did win the Community Shield. We did just about beat Newcastle, albeit on penalties and them having a red card. Foden scoring a last minute free kick, but penalties we are really rather good at when we have a decent goalkeeping goal. Obviously, play Restes when we have our penalties in future because he's an absolute beast. Saved 2 of them, so that's our first trophy for this year. Well, and we also won a friendly cup, but that doesn't really count. So that's 2 trophies done for this year. So potentially another 1, 2, 3, another 4 potentially we can win. So we can, what's that, like the 6-2 pool, 6-2 pool, something like that. But let's go through all of the transfers we've done in today's episode. As you can see, we have signed a few more players, but start off with outs. Just do a quick recap. Octavio Mina joined Villarreal for 18 million. Humberto Reyes joined Racing Club back in Argentina. Ayrton McPhillips, obviously a youngster, joined Sheffield United. Adrian Evans went to RB Leipzig. And Jack Devonshire and Cyril Rick both gone out on loans. Jack Devonshire, by the way, 4.5-star current ability. Might have to keep an eye on him because he looks like he could potentially be a very decent player. However, he is decent League 2, playing for Preston in League 1. It should be a fine. Who's manager of Preston? Stephen Preston. He looks like a decent manager. Then Timber joined Dortmund for 49 million. Pinto has joined Al Qadsiya in Saudi Arabia. He's 22. He's on for an early retirement, in my opinion. Hugo Hernandez joined AC Milan for 31.5 million. Tyrese Nubissi did join Barcelona for 45.5 million, potentially 59. Was that a profit? Of course it was a profit. He was a homegrown player. Jan Couto has joined Al Nassr for 32.5 million. He's on 700k a week. How much were we paying him? I don't think we were ever paying him that much, but he's joined them for 32.5 million. Then last player we've sold was Andrea Fiorentini. I weren't really using him. He wasn't really going to get into the team, so we've sold him for 38.5 million. So the players that have come in, first up obviously was Kylian Mbappe. Obviously he's a superstar left winger, world class. Did come in from Real Madrid on a free transfer. Then next up it was Raymond Comadaval. Don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's a Spanish goalkeeper. Decent championship, potentially Premier League. Signed him from Barcelona for £25 million, just basically as a backup to Restes. Then next up it was Aurelien Chouameni. He's a French defensive mid, 4 stars of current ability, world class. And he comes in, another one that is coming from Real Madrid for £60 million. I know, £60 million on a 33-year-old. Absolutely absurd, but he's a beast. He is going to be our defensive midfielder for this year. Then next up it's Conrado Siciliano. Siciliano. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Conrado is a Brazilian centre mid, 3 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential. Good Premier League player. He comes in from ATP for, who is that ATP? Never heard of him, don't know their name. He signed for £15 million, so quite a cheap transfer considering his value is in the upper 30s, early 50s. So that's actually quite decent. Then next up, it's William Drake. He's a Dutch 18-year-old defensive midfielder, 2.5 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good championship player, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Willem for £40 million, so a lot of money for a player that young, but he is a wanted kid. He's got lots of potential. He is wanted by Bologna on loan, but he's not going to go out on loan. He's going to be our backup this year. Then obviously coming on the occasional game and starting the occasional game. But last but not least is Axel Maureen. He's a French left back, 2 stars of current ability, 4.5-star potential, decent championship player, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Monaco for £40 million. So a lot of money, but his value, I think we paid. I'd say we underpaid for him. I think we could have paid a little bit more, judging by what his value is now. But that's the signings all done and dusted, and this is the squad going into next season. So goalkeepers, we've got Restes as the first choice, and backups being Evans and Raymond. Right backs for this year, we've got Rico Lewis and Obin Dumbia. Obviously, training him up. Obviously, he's still technically a makeshift, but the more games he plays there, the quicker he will get trained up. Then centre backs this year, we've got Vardiel, Hato, Brathwaite, and Morales. Left backs, Davies and Maureen. Defensive mids, we've got Drake and Shuameni. Then centre mids, we've got LaRusso, Bellingham. Ferreira is still knocking around at the club. I wouldn't mind trying to get rid of him. And we've also got Conrado and Phil Foden as other centre midfielders. Then playing on the right this season, we've got Nico Williams and Stanijevic. I'm not sure which one's going to be my first choice. I'm leaning towards maybe Nico Williams. We'll go with him for the first game. And if he's not good enough, we'll play Stanijevic, considering he is 24. And then left wingers this year, we've got Kylian Mbappe and Josanovic as a very decent backup. Not a natural left winger, but we're working on that. Then strikers, we've got Haaland and Vergaga. I think Haaland's probably first choice this year. Though we didn't play against Newcastle, wasn't even the squad. So I think Haaland will try and wean him off game time slowly but surely. So Vergaga, hopefully within the next couple of years. So if there is the next couple of years, we might win the Champions League this year. Hopefully within a few years' time, he is a starting striker scoring at least 40-50 goals a season. I doubt a player is going to score that much. But let's take a look at the season preview. There's no really point any taking a look at it, because we're predicted to finish first. I was half expecting to see the Dream 11, all of our players, but we do have 4 players in there. Restes, Vardiol, Bellingham, and Haaland. What is 4 hours? Gary Cahill came back out of retirement, but must be like his long lost regen son, a regen of him, I think. But he is Irish. Gary Cahill was English, but I don't think that's too bad. Drew Bellingham and Haaland predicted to be our key players for this year, but I mean, looking at that squad, we're going to do a lot of damage, I think. If the front three play well together, we are going to score a lot of goals. And obviously, if the first 5 games go to plan, because obviously we play Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, albeit not back to back, but do play them in a relatively quick period of time. So if we could get 5 wins out of 5, or even just, preferably 5 wins out of 5, that would be the best start ever. Then it gets easier, I guess. Then it gets a little bit harder when we do face Chelsea and Tottenham heading into November and December. Then, it should be fine. There's no point worrying about it, because if you worry about it, it's just going to make life a lot harder. So, hopefully, This year, we win everything, and we will start that with our first Premier League games tomorrow, which will be Arsenal and Everton. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.